What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the overall circumstances of the cryptocurrency markets right now. We're talking about Bitcoin, altcoins, MicroStrategy, Grayscale Trust, crypto mining stocks, all of it, right? Everything's moved down recently. We had a bit of a day. In fact, I'm not going to pull up the chart too much, but I do want to show you guys, right? We had a bit of a downward sloping day here yesterday. What was that? Negative 5.6%. That is a large candle in comparison to this candle right here. The reason I'm circling that candle is this candle had more volume than this candle down. Generally, when you have big moves without volume to back it up, those moves tend to get eaten back up, right? You tend to flip them around. I don't think I had to tell you that. I think if you just look at the chart, you can see this is just a higher low. If you've bought any of these higher lows, if you've bought the dip along the way since the beginning of November, you've done well every single time. And this is a buy the dip moment. 100% it is. If I had to surmise this video, the purpose of this video in one word, I would say it's buy the dip. BTFD, baby. It really is right now time to buy the dip, you guys. It's possible. However unlikely, it is possible that Bitcoin could drop below 90K. It's possible that the rest of crypto, the rest of your crypto stocks, they could drop another 20%. Who knows, right? Or more. It's possible. It's very possible. But I don't expect it to happen. And if it were to happen, likely we would go down just as fast as we would come up. We could go down, you guys, the whole crypto markets and anything crypto related could drop another 20% and then come back up and close the month of December at new all-time highs or new relative highs, all in that same amount of time, right? We can move very, very fast. And in moments like this, in peak bull cycle activity, which we're in right now, we're in that post-halving breakout for crypto. This is the most bullish phase of the crypto markets that it will be for the whole bull cycle, right? In phases like this, when we move down, we tend to move down pretty fast, and then that's it, and then we move back up again, right? We don't give second chances or third chances to buy, and we don't linger. Normally, they're just very fast, not drawn out processes. Except for, there's a few phases where we do consolidate for a little bit longer throughout the bull cycle. But at this point, we've just freshly broken above our previous all-time highs, our previous highs that happened, our pre-halving highs for Bitcoin, right? We've just gotten into that phase. We're not stopping here, is what I'm trying to say. This is absolutely a buy the dip moment. If I had access to any and all of your guys' capital, I would buy. I would get into crypto right now. There's no doubt in my mind, and it would be a safe move. It's a very safe move. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a prophet. I can't see the future. I don't know the future. Nobody does. But even if there was a risk, and there's always a risk of crypto dropping another 20% from here, and I suppose it's possible. Not Bitcoin, but like maybe crypto as a whole, it would still be less risky to buy here than it would be to wait, because the waiting for that downside, that's a maybe. It might. Crypto might drop another 20%. Bitcoin might go below 90K. It might happen. But what's not a maybe is that Bitcoin is going to see new all-time highs. It is going to see prices above 120K. It is going to see prices above 140K. It is going to see prices worth multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars by the end of this cycle. To me, all those things that are happening, and we never know if things are happening because we don't know the future, but I think it's a very safe assumption. I think projecting out that Bitcoin is worth more than $200,000 by the end of this cycle is a safer bet than expecting Bitcoin to go below 90K and that you'll be able to buy in back here, right, at lower prices. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think that we're going to get lower lows or any of that. I'm gonna take off the charts. I said that I wouldn't make this a chart video, but all I'm trying to say by that is I think that it is still a great time to get in the markets, right? I'll be saying that at every high, at every low, until it's no longer feasible to be bullish, right? I will say it throughout this whole range. I've been saying it, right? It's time to get into the markets. It is not time to get scared, to shit your pants, to get shaken out. That's all that moves like this are, right? If we look at the others chart, we look at the others crypto. Am I on my big face still, or did I? Okay, I minimized myself. I keep pulling up the charts here. I'm gonna end the video with this real quick here, guys. The others chart, look at that. Double bottom. It could go lower, and still it's a higher low overall. The others chart looks super freaking, look at this, guys. It's super bullish. All it's done, look at what it's done. It's just pulled back, and it's finding support at previous areas of resistance. This is insanely bullish stuff, you guys. It's not a big deal at all. The volume wasn't even that big yesterday. The least amount of volume we've seen throughout this whole range has been on the down days. It literally has been. Look, this big day here, look at how low the volume was. Look at that. And then the big volume came on the wick where we were like starting to turn things around. You guys, there's no interest to see crypto go down. It's not going to go down anymore. And if it does go down anymore, if I eat those words and I'm wrong, the effect of which it would happen would be so fast that if you just waited a week and you didn't look at the charts, you'd be in the green, right? The drop would happen, it would be over, and it would have come back and recovered by that time, right? We see very rapid corrections and recoveries in these phases of the bull cycle. And that's all I'm going to say. This video has gone on way longer than I meant for it to, but buy the dip, you guys. Get the hell in, right? If anybody is scared, if anybody is shaken out and they want to sell their cryptos, you buy it from them because you're not going to be scared. You're not going to make this emotional decision, I hope, and get out at literally the worst possible time. I will leave you with this. This is one thing else that I want to say before the video ends, is that I've got a metric that I'm allowed to see, right? Being a YouTube crypto YouTuber, and that's the analytics of the comments, right? The sentiment in the comments. I'm allowed to go through and look at all my comments. I got my YouTube Studio app. I can just scroll through for days of comments, guys. And the last 24 hours of comments, a lot of love, a lot of support from everybody. I'm grateful, but the haters have been out in full force, and I love the haters, man. I love you guys. Haters are the best, you guys. They're the best. You know why? They're reliable. They're very reliable. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, every single time. And I find it funny. I'll go over what I find funny here in a second. But every single time that the haters are out in full force the way they are now, let me go to Bitcoin, right? They've only come out to talk, to gawk, to laugh, to make their snide comments at this price, at this price, at this price, at this price. And you guessed it. What happened in the last 24 hours? They all come out here. I love the haters because when you guys come out to bark, man, I know it's time to make a video like this. It really is. I didn't want to. I wanted to wait because you never know, right? We could drop more. But literally the amount of negative comments I got today in regards to the crypto markets as a whole is what drove me, is what fueled the fire that compelled me to be as confident as I am. Like I couldn't be more confident if I had it's already a pretty bullish chart. We already have the higher lows, but with the sentiment, with the absolute most negative sentiment I've seen in the last 24 hours coming here at a higher low, man, like clockwork. I'm not surprised at all. I'm calling for the low right now. We're at 101,000. I already called for it, I think, in the beginning of this video, but let's call for it now. That was the low today. That was the higher low. We're going to move up to new all-time highs before we see anything close to these areas again. We probably won't even go below this low ever again in Bitcoin's. Well, maybe not ever again, but at least not for the foreseeable future. At least not for like the next month and a half. Probably about a month now, But I don't know, man. I had a guy, I'll end it with that, just like the YouTube comments. But I had a guy who was saying all the YouTubers, whenever they're at the top, all bullish, that's how you know it's time to sell, right? And he was commenting about me because I was bullish at the top, right? I've been bullish at the top, you guys. I've been bullish at the bottom. I've been bullish everywhere in between. And genuinely speaking, I mean, we look back at the chart here, like if I was bullish at the top, so what, right? Is this a big deal? If in a week from now we're over here, was it bad to be bullish here? I don't think so, right? It's like if I was bullish over here for the month to come, was I wrong? No, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's a big deal at all. I talk about Bitcoin. I don't care what price it's at. I talk about crypto. I don't care what price it's at. I'm bullish on it always until we're at the end of the cycle, guys, or until we're coming toward the end of the cycle. And I'll let you know when that happens. But I've been in buy mode, and I'll continue to be in buy mode probably until like April or May, personally. But I think it's funny that the same people who are trying to say that YouTubers who talk bullishly at the top, it's like, dude, I talk bullishly every day. It arbitrarily, it happened to be at the top that day. But what about the days that I talked about at the bottom? It's just funny that the same people that say that are themselves the bottom indicators, because they literally only come out in full force the way they have over the last 24 hours whenever we're at the lows. And I don't know why I've spent so much time on that. I should just end the video, guys. So I'm going to end the video. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Shitheads out there, I love you. Please do not change. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hate me, love me, whatever you want, man. But do it, please, at the lows. Continue to do that because it helps me be confident, right? Whenever the shitheads are out in full force, you guys, it really is a bottom indicator. And I'm not trying to, there's no alternative meaning to what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to be as genuine and literal as I can. Look at it yourself. If you're ever curious, just go through any of my, look up like my most viewed video in the last 24 hours. If you see no negative comments, okay, we're probably at the high. If you see a bunch of negative comments, we're probably at the low. That's just how it is. You can do it yourself, but it's easier for me on my app. But man, I'm rambling at this point. So I'll end the video there. Buy the dip, please buy the dip. Don't be emotional, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.